It's been like maybe just an hour or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, that's one reason I love walking, all the stuff I've been talking about. But a lot of the reasons I love walking I love it for a million different reasons, and they're not all positive. And yeah, the reason I started thinking about this is because walking's it's easy, it's the easiest thing ever. It's the most boring thing ever. So when Thoreau says walkers are born, not made, it doesn't mean that they're born. It doesn't mean if you're a walker, you were born a walker. It doesn't mean that being a walker doesn't necessarily mean a good thing. You know what I mean? It just means that you have a natural inclination for that activity. Whether that activity is cool or not is not the point. It's just you have a natural inclination for that activity, And a lot of walking for me has been negative and escape, And one reason I think that I love walking and I'm good at walking, I think the average person, they don't not walk because it's difficult. It's the easiest thing ever. They don't walk because it's boring to them. It's not interesting. I feel like you have to have a certain sense of a love of simplicity, to walk. But I was thinking, I think a huge reason I do walk is because I have a lot of trauma from childhood. And I've never seen a psychologist, but I should. I think it would just be interesting. I don't necessarily believe in psychology. I mean, some people believe it's like ultimate reality or whatever, or like whatever the psychologist says. I see it as a lot of theories, to work with and just to think about your life. And some of them might be true, some of them might be false. It's just a framework to think about shit. And a lot of it is true, because it is scientific. They say it's a soft science because it's hard to look at the concrete data and shit, but there's so many reoccurring patterns that it's a science in a lot of ways. If you had this situation, you will have these problems. They can show it over and over again, But said it a million times, but my parents are heroin addicts and shit, and there's just a lot of trauma when you grow up with parents that use drugs. A lot of it isn't necessarily from them actually being high on drugs. It depends on the drug they're using. I, by the way, feel very lucky that my parents are heroin addicts, which sounds funny, but if you think about all the different hard drugs, fucking crack, heroin, meth, alcohol, what would you rather have? Parents, rather have crackhead parents, meth head parents, heroin parents, or fucking alcohol parents? I'm choosing heroin, dude. All the way. Fucking alcohol? Whew. I was an alcoholic. And that ain't pretty, man. You get emotionally unstable, dude. Crack and meth? Kidding me? Fuck that. With heroin, you're dealing mostly with neglect. With fucking crack, meth, and alcohol, you're dealing with abuse. I'd rather be neglected than abused. You know what I mean? But a lot of the fucking problems that happen, at least with having parents that use heroin, well, a lot of the problems they are on heroin. That's a problem. But I gotta piss, and hopefully the fisheye lens cannot see my dick. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, a lot of it's just the chaos of being a drug addict. I mean, you're emotionally unstable, and if you're with a partner, I mean, that's just first of all, your economic situation's fucked if you're not rich. My parents are not rich. My dad's a mechanic. My mom was a fucking, I mean, back when I was a kid, my dad was a mechanic, and he was just I don't know, he used to help build golf courses and shit, and just odd manual labor jobs he would do. And my mom she was doing all kinds of, she was a secretary at one point, she was a phlebotomist at one point, she was a house mom at a point. So you're spending all your money on heroin, you got a kid, you got 2 kids, so I had a sister. You're financially fucked, stressed, and then you're emotionally unstable because of the drugs, and and if you don't have the drugs, you're just a fucking mess, so you're gonna fucking fight, so a lot of my parents are nice people. I feel very lucky, actually, but there was a fucking shitload in my formative years. They were doing heroin they got clean for a bit when I was like 6. They both got clean for a while, and then there was times of peace and times of relapse, and it's been like that my whole life, and that's stressful as hell and sad. I mean, they were clean for years, and my dad just recently relapsed, and he's like fucking 60 or some shit, dude. Relapsed on heroin at 60, dude, after being clean for years, dude. It just breaks my heart. It doesn't even break my heart. I just can't even think about it. I literally can't go there. I block it out. I've learned to block things out. I mean, I cannot go down that. It's good that I block it out. I need to not make it dramatic, be numb, and maybe just think about practical ways that I can help the situation, if any. You kind of give up. You have an addict in your family and it's been going on for your whole life. You kind of give up at a certain point. But, I mean, I could think about certain just little ways I could make it help, I don't know. Honestly, I just fucking don't think about it. It's so dark that I feel like that weight of that could take me out, So I got to protect myself. But yeah, the unstableness is what is the worst, man, because they fight, they flip out. My dad, I remember one fight, my dad threw a fucking, my mom locked him out. They were fighting, and I'm talking, every fight is like throwing shit. Like, I don't know if my dad ever hit my mom, but it's pretty likely. He wasn't known for that. It wasn't like one of those situations where it's like, oh, he's a wife beater. But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened every so often, I mean, he doesn't strike me as somebody that would do that, but he has a major anger problem, and he was fucked up on drugs. So definitely there